Is your character not as agile as you would like?
Karluk looks at Euphemia and says, I really wish he would have missed, and then just falls over.
Is DM's grace in short supply?
Oh, and the candles go out
Yeah.
on the Minotaur's horns.
Is compassion not your character's strong suit?
Minotaur more like beef or more like cannibalism? I'm asking for a friend.
Is persuasion your dump stat?
Be prepared for a caster. Please do not move on their own.
There's no caster here.
Listen long enough, and you too might learn how to roleplay 8 charisma.
Hey, welcome back. It's time for another episode of Roleplay 8 Charisma, but this time it is a very special episode because today it's time to level up. So as we've done in the past, it's kind of fun to play through that as well. We think it is. You guys let us know. So we're going to start. We're going to level everybody up. And if we have time tonight, maybe we'll even squeeze in some adventures as well. But first, who would like to level up first? Everybody have a passionate reason as to why they should go first.
First of all, I have to comment, Russ. I've been waiting for this forever, and you didn't even give us a chance to cheer about it. Celebration is in order, Russ. We have survived the great bane of all adult campaigns, which is the adult schedule. The adult schedule has killed more campaigns than any TPK.
And we made it to level. What level are you guys now?
5.
That's pretty exciting. That's pretty monumental, actually.
It is.
It's sort of like when the
You know what? I'll go first.
All right.
I've just declared it.
Well, all right. There's no time for interpersonal interaction or
None of that.
cheering. We are going straight into it because somebody has a role-playing agenda.
It's during my time to level. I have a lot to ask you guys.
Hey, you people can talk to each other on your own time.
No, we can't. Some of us live in Minnesota.
All right. And also, whoever's leveling will please share your screens.
All right. So I'm currently sharing my screen.
Yeah.
I just figured I'd do it because I can remind people who haven't done it in a while.
Sounds like a great idea.
So you got your core, your bio, your spell, and your little gear thing. So you click on your little gear thing, cog, whatever you want to call it. And there's 2 little anvil choices down here on the right. You want to do launch level plus charactermancer, not the other one, because you will reset yourself to first level.
Don't do that. DDT.
So here we go. It pops up with this lovely little window. Are you ready to level? Yes, we are. So you start.
Click next.
Or next. Yeah, next. Let's go. Good thing we got.
Who's teaching who here?
Yeah,
question the instructor.
I am
Slow down, Tex. There are things that need to be happening.
First thing is hit points. Russ lets us roll, and if we don't roll higher than the average, we can take the average. So I'm hitting the roll button.
1.
I got a lousy 1, so I'm going to take the average, which is a 5 instead. So I should be getting.
That 1 isn't about my average.
It is.
I should be getting 9 hit points because I am a hill dwarf, which gives you 1, and I have +3 to Constitution. Looks like I got the 9 because I was at 44. So now I'm moving along to next. It doesn't look like I get anything exciting on this page.
You're a very blurry
0
druid.
features.
It just talks about how cool I am for a shapeshifter thing.
You're still very
One of the
fan
interesting
fiction.
Yeah, fanfic.
One of the interesting things. Oh wait, what is that?
It says you're a half elf now.
I don't think so.
What is all this delaying? I thought we were going to go at speed.
We are going fast.
John,
Sorry,
we're going. Come on now.
New speed, new warp speed. All right. So now we're at the leveling part. It's which is kind of interesting for a druid because you just prep your spells. You don't actually choose them. But one of the things I think we can do now, I'm gonna. Maybe it's not gonna let me do it.
Uncheck one of the cantrips, John. Uncheck one of them.
Yeah, it won't let me uncheck it this level. Maybe it's a different level.
Oh.
Dun, dun, dun.
So there, yeah, I was going to try to change out my cantrip because I think you can change it out every so often, but apparently it's not this level. So I'm not changing it out this level, which is fine. So it's added slots and it says I can choose up to 9 spells. Those are my prep spells. So I don't know if this mechanic, if it's going to make me actually choose the 9 spells, but it really shouldn't matter. So I'm just going to hit next. So just for people paying attention, from home, with a druid and like a cleric and paladins, you get your full list of spells, but you can only prepare for a cleric and a druid. You can prepare one per level plus your spell modifier for whatever you use. In my case, it's wisdom, so I can prepare 9 spells every day. I can reset those after a long rest. So I'm going to worry about those later because they don't really matter now. Unlike some of the classes, actually have to make a choice that's kind of permanent. And so I think that's it for me. I think I'm done. I just got to apply my changes. And that's all the excitement that one gets at the
most casters at 5th level, because they gain 3rd level spells.
Oh, one of the things. So a big thing at 5th level, and you'll see it on my sheet now, is our proficiency goes from 2 to 3. So normally, if you had a written piece of paper you were doing, you'd have to raise everything that you're proficient on. But we have this nice roll 20, so it automatically takes care of everything. So I'm actually done. It's taking care of all of my stuff, and I can worry about my preps when we do our long rest in game. So we don't have to worry about that. But one thing I did want to mention, even though it's slowing us down slightly, is that Seppi had mentioned before, and it is true with a Circle of the Moon druid, you are kind of powerful in the early levels because you get this CR1 you can turn into, but it starts to level out because now mine doesn't go up. So I'm going to be, when I'm in animal form, I get a +5 to hit, when most of you guys are going to be having a +7 to hit with your abilities as you go up, because my proficiency doesn't change in my animal forms like yours does in your fighting.
One of the other things about
so it does start to balance out.
One of the other things about Moon Druids makes them crazy powerful is they get multi-attack. So most characters up to 5th level have 1 attack per action. Moon Druids, depending on your shape form, can have up to 5. The bear, I think, had 2. And so that the power level comes down tremendously as you get to mid to high levels.
So I'm done. So whoever wants to go next.
All right, I've added forward. Who would like to go next?
Calico Bull Rush his way in there with his horns.
All right, John, stop sharing. Dan, could you please share? And we'll jump right in here.
How do I stop sharing? I don't know how to. I'm just a sharing type of person. I don't know how to stop.
Click or Doc, you might just be able to do it.
You would say share screen, say stop sharing.
Yeah, it's on the little.
I think it's gone already. Go ahead, Doc.
I'm trying. I am screen sharing impotent currently. You cannot start screen sharing while the other participant is sharing.
Yeah, John's got to stop it. There's a little stop button near the top of your screen, John. You should just click it. It looks like a little video stop button.
Oh, I see it now. It was hidden by you people.
Yeah, there you go. Click that. Now, okay, Doc, you should be able to do it now. Go for it, man.
All right.
Doc.
Delete character. No. Yes. Oh, no, shoot. I'm kidding.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Delete character.
Leveling will take longer than anticipated. All right, let's see. Okay. Where's the little level up button at?
On the bottom right.
Right. Looks like a hammer and anvil, but don't click the wrong one.
The launch level
there you go.
plus character
answer. There it is. Yep. Whew. It's the most stressful part of this.
I don't know why they have to reset the 1 button. That just seems dumb.
No, like right there.
I know. And it's first. It's like taunting you. Don't do this.
Ooh, okay. So
I wonder if it has a pop-up window or not.
So you can take average.
So taking the average.
Yep, there you
go. College of Valor. That was one of my big choices there. All righty. Next.
All right. Are you going up as a bard or are you going up as a...
I'm going to stick with bard. So something really cool for Calic at this level is he gets his inspirational tones back.
The timing couldn't be better on this, Doc. Quite frankly.
Yeah. This is pretty fabulous. So now, because right now I'm stuck at 3 bardic inspirations, which I use pretty quickly. So now at a short rest, I'll get those back. Well, so that is sweet. And then in addition, my bardic die, it didn't say it right there, goes up to a D8, which is also big. Yeah, and with the combat one, that can be used for attacks, saves, and damage. I can even use it to boost my armor class as a reaction, but I don't.
I'm gonna make a strong. If you get to choose a spell, I'm gonna make a strong recommendation for disguise self, since you've been a bugbear so many times.
Go to 3rd level.
Nice. I switched it over. I wanted to get rid of charm person, so there we go. Gone, disguise self, because I do love doing that so much.
That is probably one of the best non-combat spells in the game. I've seen that used so well in so many campaigns. It's such a fun spell.
Let's see. I don't know. Should I make a switch on my second level? Detect thoughts.
You can't give up heat metal.
Oh, I can't. I switched. I think I'm stuck at this point. Yep.
Yeah, that's see when it's great. When it's grayed out, mine was grayed out on my cantrips. Wouldn't let me switch.
Mass healing word.
Doc, is that because the way the bard spells work, you can't switch them around?
Maybe you can only swap the one.
I think I'm going to go look at the.
Yeah. There's something about you can only swap one every level.
As a warlock, I can only swap one each time I go up.
Does the bard use a spell book?
No, it spells no.
Oh, major image.
That spell he has is the only spell he has.
That's really good, Doc. I feel like you're dangerous that way. Let's make that happen.
I only get the one. I was thinking I got 2 spells. Oh, I really think major image because I
really think major image too.
Pretty creative. Yep.
Or did you lose a spell because you swapped charm person?
Oh, no. That could be. Let's find out.
Let's hit cancel.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
So you just go back. Go back. Use the back button and then go forward again.
Oh, okay.
It shows you crossing out your spell there. It's interesting.
Yep. Back forward again. Here we go. You can replace one spell. There, have that little red symbol.
And you can add one new spell.
You can only add one new spell.
So you can replace your charm person with a 3rd level spell.
Oh.
Yeah, because you can have all 3rd level spells eventually if you wanted to switch them all out.
Right.
I should turn off my mute.
We broke roll 20.
You don't get a bonus spell due to your charisma or anything?
There we go. You can add one new spell. You can replace
one spell. Yeah.
Interesting. All right. So charm person off. I had originally. Oh, there we go. It seems to be catching up.
Seems to be working.
There's a delay in the server.
Yep.
Yeah. Go down to something big in the 3rd level.
It's working hard. It's working hard here to get your spells for you.
It's at the silence skywrite. Oh, it's
somewhere at the Roll20 server room. There's some guy with a book going. Okay.
Yes.
But still,
he's got catnip. He's got clairvoyance. He's got
fear.
They're literally scribing spells right now in my Roll20 app.
Right now, it's a room.
Using up spell components right here.
Yeah, here it is. Speak with plants. Don't take speak with plants. That's just a lot of work for the dungeon master.
Oh, here we go. So I'm between stinking cloud and hypnotic pattern.
Mm.
And here's the difference. I'll give you my 2 cents. Hypnotic pattern. If you hit your own people, it's okay. All they can do is do nothing, or they get stoned out of their mind until you wake them up. Where if you use stinking cloud and you get the wrong people on the wrong side of it, say dwarf that misty steps or has boots of striding and springing, then he might get hit by it as 2 and say, or you got to worry about the direction of it. So that's and hypnotic pattern is a huge 30 by 30 area. Where stinking cloud is a 20-foot area, but it rolls forward, I believe.
Right. Yeah, you're right. And if I do hypnotic pattern, it goes off, and then sort of the effect stays, but the hypnotic pattern goes.
It's still concentration. They're both concentration.
Right. But you could go into the hypnotic pattern area, though.
Yes, you can. Once it goes, you can go into it, and then you can pick people at one at a time. It's good for a large mass group of people to take out.
Yep. Let's see. All right. So if I pull off charm person, there we go. Will it let me add a 3rd level spell? Yep, looks like it. All right.
Doc, how are you seeing Karlik at level 5? Like, how have you gone about making these choices out of all that? Because I'm asking, as a spellcaster, I find it so challenging. I'm so impressed with you guys because I get overwhelmed with all those choices.
Yeah. Oh, I wanted something that I could actually use in combat for sure. And I feel like hypnotic pattern is that. And it's almost the advanced version of sleep, and I like cool usage of sleep. So it's nice. It's combat, but it's a little bit flexible because you're just putting someone to sleep. Same with hypnotic pattern. They just are going unconscious. And then major image lets me actually do what I would like to have done with like the minor image cantrip. And I can actually move it around, have it make noises.
Okay.
It takes up a 20-foot by 20-foot area. If someone interacts with it, they'll know right away it's an illusion. But other than that, it looks real. So,
and the hypnotic pattern and the major image work with the candle cowbra that you have going on.
Candelabra?
The outfit.
Candelabra. Yep.
That's your word. I just repeated it.
Candelabra. The candelabra. The kettle cowbra. Yeah, those are all both good. I like that. The candelabra. Anything that makes me do Rocky and Bullwinkle, I feel like is a very good thing.
Nice. There we go. Done.
Wow.
All right. Nice, Doc. All right. Who's up next?
Joe.
I'll do it. All right. Stop sharing.
Sure.
Nope, not leave.
There's a little stop button.
This is the first time Joe's told somebody else to stop sharing. The hypocrisy and irony is so deep here.
Bam. There we go.
All right, Joe, you should be able to do it.
Yeah. Desktop one, I guess, is how it works, right? Let's see if that works. Oh, crap.
Sounds promising.
Yeah.
I see
screen.
Nope. Joe is failing to find the button.
I am, yeah.
What she said.
Not the first time that's been said about Joe.
Open security and privacy to grant access. Open security and privacy.
Oh, he's got his little.
He's got a Mac, so
he's got a Mac.
I don't know. What...
You guys say that with such disdain.
Oh, they
Well, it wouldn't be bad if he knew what he was doing.
It's true. It's true. Well, I just never bothered sharing my.
Maybe we should move on to someone else.
Yeah, why don't we skip Joe? We'll come back.
You go. I'll come back to me. I'm gonna. I gotta figure out how to do this.
We'll make Wraith go then.
Rafe,
go.
Rafe, you ready?
Sure.
You're up, Rafe.
We'll just keep going until somebody figures out how to share the screen.
I'm going to remove
You got 10
Joe.
seconds. Go. Can we get Joe's face off the screen right now? His bemused look is
distracting.
All right, I see Euphemia Lightfoot.
Euphemia's up. Go, Euphemia.
Hold on, I can't.
Oh, what a large screen you have.
Now that's the first time he heard that.
Whoa.
Oh, goodness.
Whoa.
All right, Rafe, let us know when you need help. It's coming.
You're a criminal? I never would have guessed.
Early days.
Keep going down.
Yep.
Hold on.
She's in the red brands.
And that's
Don't
right.
distract him. I'll click the wrong anvil.
I'll click the wrong thing and it'll be over.
The bottom one there, yeah.
You got this, Rafe. We believe in you.
Do we?
Next.
Yeah, we do.
We voted.
No, not cancel.
Okay,
Not
we
cancel. Not
Cancel,
cancel.
Rafe. Click by committee.
Click the roll button.
Says the guy who couldn't share his screen.
Yeah,
you get a
honestly,
license.
Joe.
I can do it on my computer. I just can't share with you guys.
No.
Hey, keep it. That's
Hey,
pretty
keep
good.
that sucker. Keep it.
Keep that.
And now
All those
uncanny
spider
dodge.
bites have paid
Uncanny
off.
dodge is huge, Rafe. That allows you to use your reaction to reduce any attack by half. Any attack.
I was just looking at that.
So just remember, you only get one reaction a turn, but it does allow you to do it.
The other thing that's exciting is right here.
Sneak attack is D3 now. 3D.
Additional dice.
I believe if you click the little eye, it'll tell you all about that stuff.
Yeah.
Whoa.
All right. Your sneak attack damage went up. That's pretty sweet.
Yep.
And then you get the uncanny dodge, which Joe just talked about.
Yep.
And so that's actually it for you too, because you'll get your
When,
new proficiency.
if I wanted to get a feat, when would that come into play?
You only get feats every time you have an ability increase. So every 4 levels, unless you're a fighter.
Yep.
4 levels.
It's a while.
Okay.
Fighters get a couple extra times.
Before I hit apply changes, I have a game question for you guys, or as I hit.
I was going to say you already
Too
did
late.
Too late.
So I was thinking about Euphemia the other day, or last week. I remember when she and Seppi and me and Ulrich and me and John and all of us, we would role play. And I thought about doing that in the cave encounter, but I didn't know if the general consensus was like, oh God, he's like role playing about rabbit stew. And I really just want to go slay monsters. So I wondered what the group's consensus was, because my goal is certainly not to eye roll the whole group in and be bored and slow the content down.
Well, my personal take, I think the role playing is awesome. I just think we've been stuck in an ongoing dungeon crawl type thing, and just because we only play 2 hours at a time is why it seems like you haven't role played in a long time.
Okay.
Or haven't had that opportunity.
Calic says if it's a bugbear, we have to kill that right away. Otherwise,
then you can
rabbits.
Otherwise, talk about rabbit stew all you want.
Yes.
All right. Joe, you got any thoughts? Or are you still working on how to share your screen?
Yeah, rabbit stew, love it.
All right, Debbie, do you have any thoughts?
All right, here we go.
I think role playing is the bane of all
Is
existence.
anything working? Zabe,
I think no one should ever role play. I think we should just smash buttons and roll dice.
Okay, no. I mean, first of all, Dungeons and Dragons is a delicate balance of role playing and a lot of combat. It is obviously combat driven, most of your abilities around it, but they have cool things like major image and list of skills so you can role play. So all that stuff adds flavor to your character. And one of the things which I love is characters developing as they continue on. And so, so absolutely.
Personality wise,
I felt like she started out strong, but then she's become pretty kind of just wooden. And so anyway, I was looking at spicing.
That's how I think of you too. No, there's the wow. No,
Joe, what did we say about the truth? Nobody wants to hear. Everybody rates one note. It's one note Granger. Like Craig literally has that tattooed under his shirt. One note Granger.
Wow.
One note.
So, So you're doing a great job anyway. And again, all these things add to the dynamic of the party because every character has a unique personality. So
I have multiple unique personalities.
You want to talk about using time and seasoning? John wants to go urinate and everything.
Well, you know what will be? We have an opportunity as we get through this leveling thing here. Don't interrupt me when you're ready, Joe.
I'm ready.
Go ahead then.
I just want to interrupt you. All right. So character Mancer launched. Go to next. I'm gonna roll. See if I get above a 6. I got a 7. I'll take that. I get extra attack, so I get 2 attacks around. Oath of Vengeance. I feel so sacred. And if you guys would care what that is, then that is just that I'm. Oh look, I get the horsey.
Hey, that looks like Moody. That's your figurine.
But I get Fine Steed this round with my extra attack. Nothing big there. I got 59.
So he gets another level of spells, though.
See, but I get a level of spells. So I get Fine Steed, Hold Person, Lesser Restoration, and Misty Step. All right, I've already pre-programmed my spells in here, so I don't need to do anything.
How did you do that?
Well, he's as we spoke before, he doesn't have to worry about choosing spells because he just prepares them. He gets his whole list.
Oh.
And so what I did is I went ahead of time, but opened my character up, pulled the spells out that I knew I was going to pick, and put them on my list because I'm probably never going to pick Gentle Repose, Branding Smite 8. I can look those up and cast those later. But I'm not going to, be picking, certain spells, that I'm going to. Actually, that's not a bad spell.
Except maybe I should pick that one.
So, but I'm probably not going to pick those. But I can pick these spells whenever I want. So at the end of any long rest, I can just swap it out. Okay. And so what I pick now is really irrelevant. And if I choose to, let's say I'm going to take off Detect Magic and I'm going to put on, I can't do it right now. Well, that's unfortunate.
It doesn't let you do it there, which is weird.
Yeah, it doesn't let you do it here. But I can just pull these spells out and put them on. I can prepare. I'm a half caster, and so I can cast half my level rounded down plus my ability modifier, which for Paladins is Charisma. And then I automatically get some cool spells like Hold Person and Misty Step, which I get on second level. On the first level, I gain what do I get?
And so the fluff behind what Joe's talking about, he's a vengeance paladin supposed to be hunting down and killing evil. So he can hold the person and then he can Misty Step up to him and cut him down.
Oh, is that a domain?
That's his oath.
That's because the type of paladin I am. Each paladin gets a unique set of spells that they can cast automatically.
Based on the oath they take.
Right, based on the oath. All right.
He's Batman.
Yeah, so I like that. I like that
as opposed to Superman.
It's a 10-minute casting time, but it heals everybody something fierce.
Or Captain America.
All right. So then we come back here. I've gained Divine Sense. Big deal. I can see undead. Feet.
But not through doors, we determined.
Yeah, that's right. No feats. I won't get those till 8th level, and almost all of us will get them at 8th level because there's no fighters here. And I'm going to apply changes. And I am good to go.
All right. By the way, I would just add one little comment to Rafe's comment earlier. I know there's been a lot of combat, but I have been impressed by how many of you don't do actions to optimize the combat situation. Many of you do actions to optimize what your character would do. I think Karluk is the stellar example of this. When he draws aggro from other creatures from other rooms, and maybe we shouldn't.
That was a great moment of role playing and strategy all at once. I mean, it's really
Ulrich has done similar things. So you guys don't always optimize for battle, which I think is really fun and interesting.
Yeah, there's a time for that when you're playing a killer DM. If we were playing a more a campaign where I felt you were trying to kill us more often, which I felt that several times.
It's just not often.
Just not all the time.
You got to keep them guessing.
Because when you're not optimizing your character, the DM comes at you and hits you with, say, a Cyclops twice. So you're kind of like, what am I doing?
To be fair, you ran at the Cyclops.
Yeah, you ran.
After I basically used every version of "Are you sure?"
What would the two Cyclops being sleeping behind the wall, behind that wall?
Which again was role playing. You guys kept arguing all the way into you basically stumbled in front of a Cyclops, which is pretty funny. Actually,
who was that ran at the Cyclops? Anyways, that person really that was just the wrong move. That was Callie.
Right. Yeah. So Thalric's gone, Karluk's gone, Euphemia's gone, Ulrich's gone.
We have Pyric and Shadeen left.
Who would like to go next?
I'll go because I don't think it'll take that long.
All right, Shadeen's up.
All right, let me see if I can do it though. Which one?
Believe in you, Craig.
They click the share screen, and if you don't have a Mac, if you have a Mac, I'll tell you what to do.
You got it in one, Joe. I just want to say the theater guy.
All right, what are you guys seeing?
We're seeing your
character sheet.
Oh, good. Excellent.
I didn't even know you had a last name. Taxprax.
Yeah.
That's pronounced Taprach.
I thought it was like tax bracket.
Craig, take a point of inspiration right now. Put it on your sheet. Just tap it in there, buddy.
Boom.
There you go.
That's awesome.
Excellent pronunciation of your name.
Are you fluffing your hair, or are you telling us to speed up, Seppi?
No. It's a form of applause.
All right.
I thought that was a finger
the
snap.
level 1 button.
There we go.
Okay. Next, I'm assuming.
Yep.
That's a good assumption.
We believe in you.
All right.
Roll it up, Captain.
Rolling now.
Get above a 5.
I clicked on roll.
Yeah.
Did anything happen?
You got a 5.
I got a 5, which is the average.
Which is average. Yeah.
I didn't see your roll. That's interesting.
So neither did I didn't hear it or see it.
Wait, let's check
I didn't see it on my chat, but that's all right.
Anyway.
You did come up in the chat.
So
try it again, Craig. It didn't
roll
count.
It again, Craig.
Didn't count.
Didn't do it.
Roll again.
Okay.
There you go. 4. So take the average.
Keep the 5.
Take the average.
There we
Yay.
go. All works out in the end.
And then I go to next.
Yep.
Correct. Okay. Eldritch invocations. I get a new invocation.
You do.
Exciting. This is what I wanted to see.
It's a long list.
Go with I believe alphabetically it would be Thirsting Blade.
Oh, someone's been thinking about what they want.
Yeah, I also got a little help. Anyway, okay. So Thirsting Blade. There we go.
You've already got.
So that gives you a second attack, right?
Yes. There's 2 attacks.
Nice.
Yeah.
You can choose.
You've already got
one,
Pack of the Blade, right?
and replace it with another. No, I'm good.
Okay.
So there we go. Cantrips.
Come the spells. Give it a second.
I'm good with all my cantrips. Level.
Give it a minute. Does the scribe work?
There we go. It's super slow.
It looks like you can you get to add one new spell and you can replace a spell.
Correct. So what I'm going to do, tell you what I'm going to do.
Get rid of Witch Bolt.
Well, your computer's slow.
Witch Bolt is 3d12.
That's pretty good.
It's good.
Pretty good.
But
Okay, I have a question though.
Craig, have you ever used
mine
Witch
in
Bolt?
advance? Correct.
Once.
What's that?
Right.
What
But
did you-
yes, exactly. But I have to prepare mine in advance, is what I'm saying.
Your spells? What do you mean?
Yeah.
No. You automatically know.
You automatically have all yours
Oh,
ready.
and when I use it, that slot goes away until
You only have,
the
but you can only
short
cast
rest.
twice between a short rest.
Yeah, you only have 2
Oh, but
slots.
I don't. Oh, so I don't have to choose what I'm going to
No.
Well,
So
I've been handicapping myself for about
So
however long this has gone on.
go ahead, Seppi. I'm sorry.
No, none.
I was going to say, so you're in the category like the Bard. You have known spells, so you can cast any one of your known spells as long as you have a slot.
And your casting is always maximum level.
And as a Warlock, yours is always cast at the highest level of spell.
Right.
Which for you now, your two that you get to cast will both be third level when you cast them.
And I knew that.
So wait, so he knows darkness and he knows spider climb, second level spells. He can cast darkness is what you're saying?
Yeah, sure. He can
any of those.
Yeah, he only has 2 slots. And you know how we talked about in this edition, you can cast spells at a higher level and you'll either get like a bigger area or more dice damage or whatever. Well, his always cast at that third level.
But he has 2 slots for second
that's
level?
He only has 2 slots. But you know
but 2 slots for second, and then he has 4 for 1.
No, he has 2 slots, period.
Yeah. Technically right now I should have 5 spells, but I took Misty Step, so I have an extra first level spell because of that feat.
Right.
Okay, so here's my thought, and you tell me what. Okay, where's the Spirit Shroud for the extra damage?
Ooh,
for sure.
I don't know what that does, but it sounds very Shadow Child like.
It's it is Shadow Child. It does plus 1d8 for a minute.
I can't remember the description.
It sounds pretty good.
All opponents within so many feet. So that means even if he hits him with a ray, or he gets them with a witch, the witch bolt there, whatever it is,
Eldritch Blast,
which you get 3d12 plus a d8. It's everybody within 30 feet, I believe, of you. Or 20.
Joe, I have to say, I've gamed with Russ and John, and I know they know stuff. I'm impressed with your D&D knowledge, dude.
Who do you think I went to for help?
Rafe, did you ever notice I was a power gamer all the way back to the Wizard's Tower?
Yeah.
No, I always just thought of you as a super nice guy.
He's also currently single.
I take everything back.
He's got a lot of free time.
Wow. Rafe, did I mention my room is warm?
Oh my goodness.
But thank you. No, but it's fun to play the stuff and
sleeps with his books.
Make a character, and if you don't make a character properly in D&D, you can get a hybrid character which can feel underpowered when you're going against other people, and that kind of stinks.
So I've never played a Warlock before. So Craig knows those 5 or whatever first, and he knows those second, and he's picking his known third, but he only gets to cast two what before a sleep?
He gets 2 spells before short rest. That's what
you've asked in the past about the balancing of rests, Rafe. I only know this because I'm re-listening to all the shows. And so one of the things that you asked about was how do you balance? And so most people don't get their spells back until they take a long rest.
Like me.
But the advantage of a Warlock is they only have the 2 slots, but they get them back at a short rest.
Okay.
And also they balance that out because Warlocks can also be hand-to-hand fighters. They have a light armor and stuff like that. So there's a little bit of and their cantrip, which they can cast all the time, like everybody else, can be more powerful with their evocations than Seppi's and my cantrips, because he gets to add he can set them up so he adds his modifier to them. So it's more like a normal type of attack. So they balance all that stuff out pretty good.
Eldritch Blast.
If you are aware of it all, it balances out.
Right.
So my other thought is, and I put this out there to the group for role playing by democratic process.
Okay. Can I?
My thought is to drop Spider Climb for Blur.
So
I like it.
You pick what you like, and I would do that. But you pick what you like. But remember, there's only so many concentration spells you can have. And make a difference. Remember, if you're all concentration spells, you can't have darkness and blur going. You can have one or the other.
No, but I could do one and the other if I didn't use anything else.
Correct. Right, and he only has 2 slots anyway, Joe, so it gives him flexibility.
That's right. Darkness is your best friend, and
darkness is my best friend.
Blur gives you automatic everybody disadvantage to hit you when they're swinging at you, which is awesome.
Yeah. So I think I am going to forget that I ever even knew Spider Climb because I never used it.
Yeah, who changes into spiders and climbs like them? That's lame.
Well, I mean, we already have that covered.
You said it, brother.
And the fluff of a Warlock is what? He's making a pact with a demon or a higher power.
You don't know that. You don't know that. The universe is just granting me these things.
Well, there's actually divine warlocks now too, so it can be a lot of different
It
things.
could be a celestial, could be a fae, could be a creature, it could be a god, it could be
a magical blade that talks.
It can be a magic item, like a sentient magic item. Yeah.
Could be
and
the
that
dungeon
gives you your
master.
power.
Could be the dungeon master.
Okay, I think I'm
Gets
good.
text.
Next.
Apply
Right.
changes, and then it's Seppi's turn.
That's it. Apply changes.
Bam, said the lady. All right, nice.
And you're
Bam,
welcome
said the
for
lady.
providing such a great backdrop for a conversation on how warlocks learn their spells.
That's awesome. Can you turn off your screen so he can share now?
Where's the turning off, though?
Very top. There'll be the
Oh,
button that
stop
says
sharing. Got it. I didn't need your help, Joe. I want it on the record that I did it.
Not a Mac. I'm learning
Telling me
myself.
how to do it.
It's noted.
Thank you.
It's noted and been
Show
ignored.
me some good stuff, Seppi. Show me some good stuff.
There's no good stuff. Only Zool.
Only
Zool.
That's right. Well, look at you. You're already up there. You've been
Yeah.
leveling your
Max
roll.
your
Ready
roll.
to
Max
go.
your roll. Come on, max your roll.
Oh,
trying.
Windows.
Windows
Screen
is,
death.
Windows trying to make it happen. All right, here we go. I put you
That's
guys
the
all to
roll
the
button,
side.
Rick.
Sorry
That's the
about that.
nose.
I believe in you.
Exit.
Oh.
Oh.
Not a single one of us maxed our roll. That's awful.
Why does my average say 4?
Because you only have a D6. That's why your average is
An
4.
average is 4 on a D6.
Oh, I roll a D6. That's spicy.
Well, you
I'm
know,
not used to that.
first edition, it used to be a D4 for
Oh
wizards.
yeah.
so-
That was just
remember.
cruel, right?
I was
That
going
was
to say
cool.
that everybody should be jealous of wizards, but
You trip over a rock and you die in first edition.
Yeah, I love that.
they
That's
get
the
so many
great thing.
spells, so many good spells.
That's why many people didn't make it to higher levels in wizardom. It's a very self-pruning discipline.
Look at that charisma. Oof.
Add 2 new spells and
Oh.
cantrips.
No cantrips this level. Just
No. You can add. No, it's not cantrips. You're adding to.
your spell
Two
book.
new spells.
So the way a wizard works is you can collect based on the DM and what we find. You can collect a bajillion spells, but just in case your DM doesn't give you spells, you get 2 each level.
Right.
Oh,
But that never happens here. I give you tons of spells.
okay. Well,
So you can
I
pick
don't-
any
I
two.
don't know
You
what
can
the rate
pick
of
any
spells
2
should be.
spells of any level, but obviously you're going into 3rd level for the first time. So
I'm very excited about all these spells. I'm most excited about utility spells. I love things like counterspell and dispel magic. It's sort of my jam. It says I'm smarter, but somebody made a request for Lehman's tiny hut of sadness.
Not that
Well,
small. It's actually an average size hut.
only do it if you want. It would be awesome in this scenario we're about to be stuck in, but only do it if you want. It's not a vocation.
What
Right.
is it? What is happening here?
So
I'm
it creates
making.
a 10-foot radius dome. So it's 20 feet across that 9
it's-
medium-sized creatures can be in, and nothing can pass in and out of it until you leave it, and you can determine who goes in and out. So if you decide to exclude, say, a druid shaped into a bear, you could.
The other big thing is the temperature inside is always pleasant, regardless of the weather outside.
Right.
When your current environment being in like
Yeah.
subarctic
And
conditions,
it's a ritual spell, so you can cast it out of your book and not even have to prepare it.
it is
All
very
right.
handy for a place
You
like
have
the Nord.
you have sold me on Lehman's tiny hut. I'm
That
going to do this because I'm a team player.
Now, though, you need to take an evocation spell because that's what you are. Although, in re-listening to it, we have a lightning bolt scroll. I don't think you've used, right?
No, I have these. I have the books of the poor corrupted goblins.
Oh, so you
got a lot of
actually
spells.
have lightning bolt already.
I have
and
lightning
fire.
bolt and fireball already.
Yeah, so
Yes,
you're already
absolutely.
kind of good on those.
Yeah,
'Cause
the
you don't-
DM's been good to you.
Yeah, you don't even have to scribe those into your book because you already have the book.
I do. So now we're into the things I care about, which is like counterspell. How does counterspell work?
So
Counterspell's pretty
counterspell is
badass.
phenomenal. I used to play an abjuration wizard.
Yeah.
So you use it as a reaction. And as long as the person casting is within 60 feet, if it's 3rd level or less, like a fireball, lightning
You can
bolt,
shut down a
anything or less,
fireball.
you automatically shut it down. If
All right,
you,
now you've
it-
sold me on that as well. That is fantastic.
It's real wizard dueling. That's real
And
wizard
if
dueling
it's-
right there.
Seppi,
I
if
love
it's
it.
higher than that, it's whatever. So say it's a 5th level spell, it's a DC 15. You roll a D10 and add your intelligence to it, and if you beat that, then you dispel that too.
And no one is smarter than Pirate Starfinder. Everybody, you have to understand that my intelligence, now that we are returning to the Nord, is legendary. Okay, so if we push this over here,
I think you should
role play.
You just got to hit apply changes. There you go.
Apply
Yeah.
changes.
I will role play even during.
Take a point of inspiration for role playing during character creation.
I think Seppi should get +1 intelligence while in the frozen north.
He already took Karlik's intelligence. I just finished that episode. That was awesome.
All right.
That was a phenomenal episode, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah, all right.
So is that it? Are we good?
Shop,
I think we're good.
Stop sharing.
Could Seppi have a familiar if he wants it?
Oh,
Yeah, he
that
has
was
to
the
take
other
the spell.
thing. I
That's
wanted
a
to
spell.
get find familiar as a spell.
So
but we'll wait.
we can find it. You're in good shape.
Yeah, I'll yeah.
Buy it too. It's a first level spell. If we can get into an actual town, you might be able to buy it.
I think Ulrich's the only character I don't have a familiar with because they're super fun to have.
All right, I'm gonna share screen again, Russ. Is that what you want?
All right. Yeah, let's do it. Okay.
Obviously,
so nicely
Pirate is
done.
about collecting pets.
We got over an hour to get some game time in. So this is fantastic. So firstly, though, since we're now back in our session, who would like to do a summary? Who owes us a summary there?
I'm prepared to do it. I don't know who owes it.
Why don't you go ahead, John, if you're ready to go? Unless
All
someone
right.
really wants to, take it from me.
All right, here we go. All right, when last we left ourselves, the heroes, we found ourselves out in the frozen wastes. We exited one of the exit closest to us of the Wave Echo mine shortly before this last session, and we stumbled out into the frozen wastes of which Karlik has identified as Icewind Dale because it's somewhere near his home of 10 Towns, I believe. We found the Black Spider and one of his cohorts who looked exactly like him, fleeing on a wagon full of shiny iron ingots. And we had, at this point, we had already driven the Black Spider off of his wagon, fleeing through the snow invisible, with his studded armor being heated up by Karlik. And he was also by an ice troll who was sniffing to his exact location. The other one was stuck on the back of the wagon that was headed towards us, huddled in the cave entrance where it was still sort of warm. I had convinced the two draft horses, I think, pulling the cart through using Speak with Animal to return to the warmth of the cave where we would feed them and care for them. So he decided he was hit in the head by a stone and then bailed off of the wagon where he was hit several more times by our party and then promptly trampled by Moody, the nightmare that is the new pet of Pirate Starfinder. The Black Spider then lost his concentration on the invisibility because of the heated studded leather armor, which then exposed him to the troll. In the meantime, he had been exposed to the cold and he was suffering from exhaustion. And by the time he was turned into an icicle by the troll's breath, he was very exhausted. As I mentioned, Moody trampled the other drow who turned into what we think is some sort of doppelganger ooh thing. The Black Spider was now a drowsicle and was taken by the troll, who brought it to his herder of some type, some other blue creature that was hiding by. We retreated into the warmth of the cave with the horses, the cart, and the ingots.
Very good. It's probably worth mentioning. I think this happened in the end of the prior episode, but Euphemia also, as you guys are galloping around out there, it is very, very cold. And so cold that since you're not properly geared, you have to make constitution saving throws to avoid getting frozen and taking points of exhaustion. And I believe right now, Euphemia, prior to the long rest, Euphemia had 2 levels of exhaustion. You've all just completed your long rest. You've leveled up. And so now Euphemia has 1 level of exhaustion. And I think someone else may have also had 1 level of exhaustion, but that would all have been recovered as well. So everybody's fine except for Euphemia, who still just can't get that chill out of her bones. Sorry.
Just a quick question for Pyric and I. I don't know what time of day it was before we took the long rest, and I don't know what time of day it is now, but have we passed through dawn at some point for our stabs?
You have. It's actually mid-morning now.
So I believe I know mine's a 1d6 plus 4. I think yours might be the same, Pyric. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay. Mine's more.
So I got 10 charges back.
There you go.
My max is 10, so I'm full.
Callie
So,
will
Russell,
awaken the group with a inspirational melody on my lyre. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. It is time to go and adventure.
I have maxed out my number of charges.
Excellent. John, take a point of inspiration for an excellent summary. Doc, take a point of inspiration for an excellent song.
Do we get anything from that, Doc?
What does that do?
That's inspiring leadership. And I'm able to get everybody up to 6 creatures within 10 minutes. I will do it on the group here. Later on, I might do it on the horses if I have a chance once we.
What does it give us?
But we're not there yet. So.
What does it give us?
Oh, 8 temp HP.
And that's good till a long rest, and he can do that multiple times every short rest to any 6 creatures every 10 minutes.
Yep, within 30 feet of me.
Yep. So question, Russ.
Yes.
2 things. The ingots, if I cast, now we have spells back, if I cast Detect Magic, actually we should explore this place first, but do these ingots of metal in the wagon, do they look like the magical ore that my family might have been looking for? I mean, what do they look like?
Make a history check to see if you remember any stories about the.
I will assist him with Pyric's general know-it-allness.
Okay.
All right.
So you have advantage on this check.
10.
10 is not great. Well, you remember that there were really 2 things in the Wayback Caves. There's this sort of magical energy that somehow, or it's an object or something that lets you forge things. And then also there was a special metal that could be used in this forging and could also be created here as well from potentially that magical energy. You presume this metal, because this metal does, as a dwarf, you can tell this metal is unusual, but you can't, with a 10, you don't know specifically if it's exactly the metal that you heard in legends or if it's right, but it does look unusual for metal ingots. It's very shiny. It's kind of got this nice gloss to it. Very, very shiny.
Okay.
Pyric entertains Ulrich's very basic understanding of dwarf history and religion, but secretly makes a check on his own, considering my bonus is higher than Joe rolled.
Okay, fair enough.
Secretly, I don't know if I'm going to share this knowledge, but I am definitely going to make it a thing. All right, history. I speak Dwarven. I'm going to roll. My proficiency went up. Oh no! I got a 9.
You got less than them.
Hey, you know less than the door. Secretly, Pyric, you're impressed with Ulrich's knowledge. You feel like you really nailed this one.
Yeah,
You don't have to share it though.
It's really not.
You don't want to reveal
Let
that.
it go.
Your pride won't let you reveal that. But
Oh
you
no,
feel like
I had kept it. I'm glad I kept it a secret beforehand. I preemptively kept it.
there are
a
3
secret.
different Pyrics now arguing with themselves, telling you, "See, I told you. I'm glad you didn't say anything." Yeah.
All right. So
All right.
I say we
Go.
go see if we can find the 3 things that we have a goal for. Is 1, if we're going to go back into the cold, we need warm clothes. So can we make those? 2, can we find the forge of spells, because that's kind of one of our goals getting here. And then 3, is there any we would need to be careful as nothing else is going to waylay us or ambush us in here.
Oh yes. One other point of order that Thalric forgot to mention in the summary that is really kind of important. You also did discover that whomever is touching the wagon, that is also touching the horses, appears to stay warm regardless of the temperature outside. You notice that snow did not accumulate on the wagon as it fell on it, nor did it stick to the wheels of the wagon. And those of you who touched the wagon did feel a sudden warmth. Also, it seems that Shadeen can't quite figure out why any of you are bothered by this cold situation.
I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to understand your lived experience, and it's just not really. My wisdom's a 9. That's all I've got.
All right, I have a couple things. I think that I can cast a spell that will help find the spell forge. But I can also, given time, Karlach had mentioned before we could gather information by my speaking with these steeds. I can actually, with the staff fully recharged, I can actually awaken a steed, and then I could awaken another one if we rest again. For the first time since we've been together and we've banded together under the leadership of Euphemia, we are not in a rush. We have secured this mine, which was part of my order's goals. I can't speak for Ulrich, and I wouldn't anyway. So I don't know exactly what he was looking to get for Clan Frostbeard. It would have been nice to hand this over to Rockseeker and Adric, but it seems based on what Pyric has mentioned, we are no longer near Phandalin. So I would like to take a time to awaken one of these steeds. Then it could also help protect the wagon while we finish searching. I can also conjure up another beast to help guard it so that we can wander, unless you think that is all unnecessary and we just go wander without it.
Don't understand why we can't just walk out the front door and go find our clan. We came in the front door. We'll walk out.
Well, that's possible.
Of course it is.
But I imagine
the place just move.
Yeah, that's the point. You can't wrap your tiny little brain around the problem. Pilot, explain it to him.
Ulrich gently on top of his head. What a cute head and idea this Ulrich has. I just pet him, and now we know for sure who is Dwarf Major and who is Dwarf Minor.
A straight foot does not fear a crooked shoe.
Dwarf Major has been resurrected, and it is indeed Thrall is our Dwarf Major.
I'm going to step back here. I'm going to go. What's the height of this area right here, Russ? How tall is it?
It's about 10 feet, 8 to 10 feet, varying parts there with the cliff. So
I'm going
already
to
looking at the cliff that goes up out of the little chasm area.
I'm going to use my boots, and I'm going to step back, and I'm going to spring down, bing, onto the wagon, and spring down, bing. And you notice I can jump 10 feet easily now.
It does make that noise too.
Euphemia, would you have us set up as much protection as we can before we finish searching this, or would you rather we just get going?
Yeah, Euphemia's huddled around the fire and she's shivering and she doesn't seem to be able to shake the cold. And she says to Thrallric, I like that plan of speaking to the horse and then guarding it if need be. I do have a couple questions, though, Thrallric. Did the black spider escape alive, or we don't know? Did the troll carry it off alive?
I'd like to think he's dead, but outside of character, I know who our DM is.
And is there any need? Aren't we looking for the forge, and do we think the forge is in here?
The forge is supposed to be here, and I can cast a spell called Locate Object that it does. I don't know the particular forge. I've never seen it, but I can look for a thing like an anvil, and it will help. If it's within 1,000 feet of us, I can track it. I believe it's here, unless somehow they took it out of here. But I didn't know mine teleported until Pirate told us. So,
and what are we doing once we find it? Are we just locating it? Are we taking it back to Adric?
We're just notifying. We're making sure my clan takes possession of these. This forge belongs to the Frostbeards. This whole mine belongs to the Frostbeards. We're making sure that my clan can retake it. So once we have located it, we're going to send word to my clan so they can come and claim it. And then my duty is done here.
I thought your duty would include making plate mail out of these ingots for our various people of great might. Like the universe is telling you this, right, Shadeen? That
as a matter of fact, I am a dwarf.
I have heard that. I have heard specifically the universe wants me to have half plate.
Yeah, of great glory. Yes, absolutely. Made from magic ingots on a magic forge. I think that's just fair.
Well, then let us find this forge then.
Yeah, I think we have all the time.
Forge. That makes so much more sense. I thought you said on a magic whore.
I make that mistake all the time,
game, but I wasn't sure how that was going to work out.
Wow. I thought he was saying on a magic horse, which we have.
When the universe speaks to you, I think it's speaking very differently than it speaks to the rest of us.
Right. So
I don't know. I made that mistake myself.
Hold on, Euphemia's got it's a little bit more.
All right, go ahead, Euphemia. I'm sorry.
Karlik, other than your brethren and your brothers and sisters, is there any other reason to go into the Icewind Dale that we think's through the portal?
Well, yeah, I think we have to determine where this bugbear plan leads, right? We know the black spider was traveling out with the ingots somewhere into Icewind Dale. There must be a larger plot afoot here that I think requires discovery. And in my town was overrun by this bugbear infestation. I would hate to see that happen again or anywhere else. So I think that's where we're probably needed, Euphemia. And Calic has been trying to hold Euphemia, get a blanket around you, and keep you warm. Calic was very confused by why we can't leave out the front door to Phandalin and why Icewind Dale is right there. I'm still grappling with that confusion, but I am trying to make oatmeal though as we're chatting.
Pyric, are you 100% certain where the front door goes now?
No, I think it's still up the north now. And that's not the first time I've said that to a fella, but now, just so you know, I think there might be a historical precedent for 10 towns and sort of a traveling migration of mountains. And so I would like to make a history check to see if that's true.
Oh, okay, go for it.
We're looking for, is this something that is known to have happened before? All right, I'm gonna get my
Why do we think the front door is not where it was before again?
Because it's not.
I'm with Ulrich. I'm scratching my head.
Because Ulrich, I know you've only traveled with him for quite a time now, but Pyric,
12.
Pyric has proven over and over again that he understands the arcane better than you. And based on what he saw out the front door, he mentioned that he thinks the whole friggin' place teleported, and it's not just magical gates.
Aye, but it seems his D20 rolls are always less than 5.
I have regained the curse that Shadeen had.
All right,
and I thank you for it.
It's true. My soul can bear the great burden of the low rolls.
And God knows mine's been crushed beneath it. So thank you. You're a scholar and a gentle elf.
There are many. So, Pyric, you remember there are quite a few different legends about all kinds of magical stuff happening in Icewind Dale. Most of them involve around something called a godlike frost being, sometimes referred to as the Frost Maiden. But you don't remember anything related to moving mountains or moving mines or anything like that.
Okay.
Euphemia has one last observation for Craig, and then we'll finish up with Thrall or for Shadeen. So she gets a sense of what the party wants to be doing, but she doesn't really understand Shadeen. So she's observing Shadeen. What is he doing right now as all this discussion is happening around the fire?
He's looking at the metal, and it looks very shiny and bright and nice. And he's imagining it in a slightly different shape, maybe a half plate shape.
Perfect.
He's actually rubbing it on his body like a bar of soap.
I'm trying to get it to stick, and it won't stick.
He's going like waiting for it.
And then I'm trying to pass it. Maybe I can fit it out and then plaid it on like foil, right. But that's not working either.
So this is what I'm thinking. What I'll do is...
Oh, no, not this. Don't let him think.
Now that he's... So to stop Shadeen from rubbing the metal upon his body. What I would like to do...
And I'm yelling, zestfully protected.
Where's your Irish accent?
You're not fully protected unless you're zestfully protected. I can't remember the Irish spring tune, or I would have been whistling it.
So finally, yes, but I like it too.
I always say, if you want to do not insult the cook. So what I'd like to do,
I've got nothing.
Moradin has blessed me with a companion, and I'm going to summon Steed and get a horse. All right. This steed can guard this wagon while we investigate the rest of this. I can communicate with my steed through my mind from quite a distance. And so if anything happens, we'll know immediately to come running back here. And that will allow us to investigate the rest of this area while having this metal washed over by someone so we can stay together. Does this sound like a good plan?
I think that's a good plan, and what your brother suggested. I don't know if that causes you any kind of pain.
Well, the problem with awakening these creatures, this is a deep, intense magic. Probably only Pyric can understand, and it takes hours and hours for me to reach in and grab the spirit soul of these horses and raise it to a new height. So that will take 8 hours, which I doubt my brother can sit for 8 hours. So we could do that later before we go so we can get the information, or I can do it now if you guys can do something for 8 hours. Or I can just summon up a polar bear or a saber-toothed tiger to help guard along with the horse.
Now, hear me out. If I stare at these bars for 8 hours, I think I could project. I could positively envision them into a suit of half plate. I'm game. I'll do that for the party.
Why don't we do this? Why don't I just summon up a creature to help guard alongside this spirit horse, and then once we have found this spell forge, assuming it's here, Ulrich can start tapping his hammer on your armor and his armor and whoever else wants armor out of this stuff, and I can do the awakening then.
I have no idea what tapping it with a hammer will do, but sure,
for that.
It'll work.
That's not what I just said yet. Whatever. All right, I'm gonna conjure up a beast and to help guard as well, Russ. I'm going to reach out to the environment that we're in, and I stick Thistleback, which is the staff, into the ground and draw forth from the earth. And I'm looking for a CR Arctic creature, which, according to Xanthars, there is the saber-toothed tiger and the polar bear. I will let you pick.
All right, let's roll for it.
I already got a polar bear speed, so take your tiger.
All right, even is saber-toothed tiger.
All right, you want me to roll a d6?
I got it right here. Go. It is a saber-toothed tiger.
All right, there's a giant. So whenever you want to, you don't have to put a miniature.
Does it just materialize, or do you summon it from the outside?
It just materializes. It's actually a beast form with a fae inside of it.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Does that mean, John, you can now turn into said beastie?
That's the plan. Somebody's as smart as John. Tiger. Woo, druid. All right.
All right.
I can't.
All right, as the plan
materializes. Seppi, I can't do that till 6th level anyway. It's too high a CR.
Yeah, but you've seen it.
Yeah, I have. And I'm hoping before I turn 6th level. Now, what's Joe's steed look like?
I summoned a celestial steed, but it came out as Fae for some reason. The darn thing's broken.
All right, Rafe.
Is that because you're Fae touched as well as touched in the head?
I'm Fae touched and more than celestial. So every time I summon a celestial steed, it comes out as Fae looking.
That's interesting. All right, so let's.
Euphemia's tucked into Cowlick's arm, and she still can't seem to get warm enough, but she agrees with what Pyric was trying to discover and Ulrich and Throlrich's plan, and she takes out her pipe to try to get warm, and she tamps down the Auntie's pipe weed, and if anybody notices, they'll see a saber-toothed tiger smoke cloud come out.
So that's
all right, Russ. Russ, this is the big one though, because those won't be an issue unless you decide to attack our horses, which you probably will. But this is the one right here. I'm going to cast afterwards.
All right, which is what?
Locate object. It's on the discussion thing.
Okay.
So I have to have spent time with a specific object to find it. But if you go down to the last paragraph, I can look for a tool or like a common object. So I'm going to look for because it's called the spell forge, right? I'm going to be looking for, or like, it says apparel, jewelry, furniture, like a common item. I'm looking for a forge.
A forge, like a. Okay, hang on a second.
I'm looking for. Forge includes an anvil normally, right?
Well, you got to be a little more specific. So, like, it can't be just like show me a. It's got to be an object, not like show me a blacksmith shop. Right?
No. It can be a. So Ulrich, you're the smith, right?
Aye.
If this thing that is called the spell forge, what would a tool part would be? An anvil there?
Well, see, the problem, I pull out my pack, I pull out 8 pounds of forging gear. It would look just like this stuff here, see? So
that's the actual. That's not the forge, though, you idiot. Those are just the tools.
Sorry, it'll be what you'll find if you've ever seen Forge with Fire. What you'll find is a forge that heats things up, and then an anvil to bang things on.
Right. So I'll look for an anvil.
An anvil. Okay.
Excellent. I'm very distressed by Euphemia's discomfort. Okay. And so when I sit next to her, I cast prestidigitation and I tell her to take a bite out of the tiger.
What tiger?
Saber-tooth tiger?
My
your
smoke cloud?
tiger. Yeah, your smoke tiger.
Which tiger, Pyric?
Yeah, your smoke tiger.
Okay, I take a bite out of it.
How are we doing?
Euphemia, you immediately have your mouth warmed by the taste of spicy cinnamon.
Ooh.
She likes that.
And I thought that would cheer you up a little bit since you're so cold.
You know, Pyric, what would go good with this would be some hot chocolate. I don't have any, though.
Does anybody here have the ability to knit or to sew or to make clothing out of, say, items we've held, or
I could do any of the things you just named. Just give me a while. I'll figure it out.
All right. Here's the thing.
None of those things sound difficult at all.
That's awesome.
While we're backtracking,
you can
through
take a
this,
point of inspiration, but I think you already have one. But
while we're backtracking through
Does
this
anyone
dungeon,
else need some inspiration?
Me.
I'll knit you up some inspiration, Euphemia. Take some inspiration.
I'm now picturing Shadeen. He's examining the bars, and he hears this, and he turns around and he says what he says. That's hilarious.
Euphemia, what's our food supply look like for all of you?
It's pretty low. We really
All
just
right.
have a few spices. and
Just
it's
so nobody
empty.
is concerned, I can also take care of that as well. I can create these magical berries that will give it. They can make 10 of them at a time, and each one will. It's kind of like that Elvish thing, Pyric. They call it what? Lamo bread, Lammas bread, Nima bread, something like that. You just eat one of them, and it gives you food for the entire sustenance for the entire day.
Now I've heard that.
Anything for us meat eaters?
Well,
I've
it's
heard
not
that
going to taste. It's not
before.
going to taste as good as Euphemia's food. That's for sure.
I've heard that before, Thrall. Like Ulrich himself has asked me to pop his berries in my mouth, and I'm not going to get that from him either.
Thrallrick, can you make them chocolate flavored?
it's celestial.
Yeah, that's the flavor he said, Euphemia.
But it
That's
came
why it
out
was so
fake.
disturbing.
Euphemia, no. All right, let's go. If everybody's ready, we can start looking.
Moody's ready.
All right.
I've got
So-
10 minutes. I've got 10 minutes to track this anvil down if it exists.
All right. So you're doing a concentration or a ritual spell. Or
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's not ritual.
Okay. 10 minutes.
So it's you can locate an object of a particular kind, such as a certain kind of apparel, jewelry, furniture.
Yeah. So you're saying
tool, or weapon.
anvil, right?
Yeah, I'm looking for an anvil,
And the range is 1,000 feet, right?
which should be this dungeon. I hope.
Yeah. So you're not sensing an anvil. You're not getting any reading on an anvil.
Well, that's dumb as piss. What else would be there?
It's being pretty dumb.
I think part of the problem is we do not know what this Forge of Spells looks like.
Maybe
I thought for the first time in my D&D career, locate object was actually going to work for a change, but no, it does not work. It's still
For
as
the
useless
record.
as first edition.
Yeah, Russ the
Well, but
Dream
Ulrich's
Buster.
look at that. He's got a beam shooting out of his nose.
What were you going to say,
What does
Pirate?
work is we go.
What were you
with
going to say,
this
Pirate?
For the record, we did find the crest of Lord Hallwinter using locate object.
Oh, there you go.
We figured out the definitive
Well, I
fate
could
of
cast
our
it
original
if
party.
you think, Pirate. I need some help here. My brother is being useless as normal. Do you know, with your vast knowledge of history, what could I pick out of a forge that I could focus on, that I could find? What would a spell forge be?
Roll lower than I did on the history.
Well, I don't know that.
I love this as an intellectual problem, Russ. So, have we seen Rockseeker clan marks anywhere? And have we seen spell forging marks anywhere?
Oh, well, since we don't have that, I don't think we ever actually spotted any on purpose, but I'll go ahead. Why don't you go ahead and make a...
You should just say no, Russ. If you're going to ask me to roll, you should just say no.
Well, I just don't know if you noticed them. Is really the question. So why don't you go ahead? Just roll a perception check. Let's see if you noticed them on the way. Insight. Let's make it insight.
Oh, insight.
Yeah.
All right. You're asking me to roll, so you got to just... It's so cruel. It's so cruel, Russ. Oh, my gosh.
Oh.
19.
19's good. Yeah, actually, you did you did catch back on the sort of the what I want to say. Let me find my list here again. Sorry, I lost my little notepad. Just went away on me by accident. So back in the big room where you fought the flaming skulls there, if you remember, that was like the giant smelter room. The blast furnace. You notice Rock Seeker clan sort of carvings into the side of the blast furnace itself.
Okay. So what I'm trying to do with Pyrrhic's super intellectual brain is to do Rockseeker Wordle.
Okay.
What what enchanted arcane spell forging ruins would not be on the forge, but would be unique to not the bellows, but would be unique to the forge.
That's brilliant.
Also, Russ, to help is maybe Arcana too. What would be on a magic? We know it's supposed to be a magical forge. What kind of Arcana stuff could he help find
So
that might be identified?
So
might be
go ahead
used
and
for
go
this.
ahead and make a
Say Arcana.
Arcana check. Yeah, go make an Arcana check.
I'm going to use my inspiration for this.
Why don't you just? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to use my inspiration for this. And
I was going to have Karlik help you out. He knows a little bit about something.
I was going to say I can assist you in it anyway.
Oh yes, ding 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 ding. Inspiration.
Okay, all right, that's good. Let's do that.
Carlos
Not only
racking his
can he give
brain.
you Bardic, he could give you Bardic inspiration. He's a little knowledgeable on things even after he got whacked by the tree. So why doesn't he just assist you so you don't have to waste your inspiration?
That sounds great. And we'll do that. And
There you go.
I got a
Boom.
30.
Wow. So two things happen. So you're sitting there, Pyrrhic, and you're like, I know a lot about how Arcana is infused into objects like magic items and particularly magic weapons. And yeah, they usually go through a similar process to blacksmiths. And yeah, there's like the anvil, but Thalric can't find an anvil. And then Karlik's like, what's really fun. When I hang out at the blacksmith, I love to watch when they stick the weapons into the fire, and the fire heats the weapons. And like it infuses them with heat. And you're like, that's it, Karlik. That's exactly it. When the fire is infusing the heat, if the brazier that contains the heat is also magical, that's where a lot of the magical energies can go into the weapon during the heating process.
You know what Russ, you know what that's called?
Yeah.
It's called the forge. And when I said, can I find a forge? You told me no.
No, the forge, there's more than just a forge. Like there's a bunch of parts to a forge.
All right. Well,
no,
This has gotten
absolutely.
deep. A forge is more than just a forge.
That's right.
I describe it in Dwarven. What you said, Russ, I describe it in Dwarven in detail to Thrall.
Nice.
All right.
When you do that, I go, that's exactly it.
We're going to try this again. I'm glad we have. I look at Ulrich, and then I look back at Pyrrhic, and I say, I'm glad we have someone here that knows something about dwarven forges.
I secretly
you see a tear run out of the corner of Thrall's eye that he has to turn to an elf to find out.
Still not sure why we're not walking around this place and finding it.
All right. Well, there's that too. I'm going to cast it again.
All right. Okay. So now what are you looking for?
The item that was described to me, but so eloquently by Pyrrhic.
He has no
brazier,
idea
okay.
still.
Let's see the range here. 1,000 feet. Let me check things out here.
Come on, we know a 300-foot
back in Phandalin, most likely.
We know a 300-foot thunder wave can summon a dragon from the other side of town. I better be able to find it.
You get exact location.
It says describe an area. You sense the direction to the object's location. You sense the direction. There you
All
go.
right, fair enough. So let's see. You get a ping. You get a.
It's like the pings. It's like a Mandalorian there with a.
Yeah, you get a little ping. You get this. It goes like this. Ping.
All right. Are we ready to? We're ready to head to this thing.
No,
We've got 10 minutes.
Oh, thank God! I was been ready for like 6 hours. Let's go.
Euphemia remembered something else.
Oh no! I've got 10 minutes, Euphemia. Let's roll.
So, by the way, you guys all noticed that the polar bear in its fey form looks a lot like a pony named Persephone. All right, I jumped down.
This won't take long. Euphemia, rubs her sleeve across her nose. She's got that when it's really cold and you have a cold, you have like that snot running off your nose. She's got that from being cold. And she says, Pyric, you helped me with my bow. It's talking to me in a language I don't understand. Perhaps as we rest and over the campfire, you can maybe teach me what it says. I'll try to repeat the words to you, but it sounds kind of ugly. And unless you have magic powers to change the language, like I wish it was in halfling or something. It sounds very guttural.
I look at Euphemia. I smile gently. Things that can be learned, Euphemia, cannot be unlearned easily. It will take a blow from a mighty tree into your head. Perhaps you should think instead, because we are friends, if you really want to know what it's saying.
So why don't you just repeat the words, see if any of us know the language?
Okay, I'll repeat it.
Let's do that as we walk.
Oh yeah, perfect. We'll do it the next campfire.
All right. So why don't you guys group up
since you're incapable of
hallway.
it.
So I'm going to spring down and then spring up. Ching.
Well, that worked the way I planned it. I'm going to take a half an hour to climb up this thing here, and then I'm good.
I'm going to do a jumping contest.
Yeah, let me turn into a lion first.
Cheating with magic, are you?
Who's the man with the magic boots?
What are you talking about?
So guarding the horses right now are what?
Also, Russ, I had said this. I had said this at the end of last session. I used my hemp rope to lash up the door. So the prongs that form the bar, I actually lashed them together.
Okay, that's good to know. Okay. So the door is lashed.
You want a survival check to see how well lashed there?
No, that's okay. And we got there's a saber-toothed tiger defending the horses.
So there's a large tiger.
And
he's actually fey inside spirit, so he's probably not going to eat the horses, especially since I told him not to.
And you could leave Moody behind too if you wanted.
No,
still here.
I'm not leaving Moody behind.
No. How long does Moody stay around?
24 hours.
Okay, so he's got plenty of time.
Yeah. So my steed is here. My steed can communicate with me telepathically. He speaks Dwarven only.
Mm-hmm.
Alec, you coming?
Do you need a speed token? We have to get you a steed. All right. Okay. So is everybody, Karlak, move yourself there, sir.
All right. For the record, there may have been a story of two great dwarf brothers with great bounding ability working in metal tunnels, who then sometimes rode upon a dragon with a long tail and a little mushroom friend. And I know these dwarves. I haven't figured out how Cowlick translate. Maybe he's Bowser, but I am definitely Princess Toadstool.
I think Shadeen is Bowser, isn't he?
I'm going to take a...
No, he's Yoshi.
Oh, wrong Bowser.
I'm going to take
he's definitely
10-foot jump. I'm going to take a 10-foot jump and then leap up here.
All right. So is your spell still up there, Thalric?
It's up for 10 minutes, yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Parkour!
So you're getting another more directional stuff.
I don't want to raise your grade both to conjure animals and the locate object are both concentration. You can only have one up.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, so
I guess my guardian's gone. I forgot about that.
The saber-tooth tiger is not guarding anymore.
Well,
that's
now
only the horse. Only the polar bear.
Back to a bunch of dead horses.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Oh, if that's the case, I'll leave Moody back there. That's fine.
You know what Russ is going to do with Moody? He's going to
took off.
Oh, wait a second. Before I agree to that, when Moody disappears, does he turn back into a figurine right where he is, or does he come back to a figurine in my pocket?
No, he drops back to a figurine wherever he is.
Oh, then no, he stays with me.
Okay. All right. So
my Steve will let me know telepathically. He's saying, "Hey, what's up?"
Things are good at the moment. Okay, so you're still getting pings. Thalric, it's down this way.
Yeah, the only other thing we could have done is if we took the 8 hours, we'd have had an intelligent horse back there, but I don't know if it would have done much better. Yeah, that's too bad.
Bing.
This is my favorite way to move through a dungeon ever. Just see all the fun
All right.
tokens
So,
leaving around.
Karluk, pause as you get to the front. Everybody in the front of the party, hold up. Nobody goes past Shadeen. All right, here we go. So as you get to that area, first of all, as you're getting farther into this part, so now you're entering a section of the dungeon you haven't been in. You just walk through the large room where the blast furnace was, where you fought the flaming skulls and everything else. Now you've gone past that. And this is the first time you've gone in this direction. You can tell because the dust is still heavy on the floors. And the booming sound, the sort of whoosh of the waves, still happening, still coming from just up north of you guys now. Up in this, I'm pinging up here, some coming from up like in this direction. And as you're heading down, let me just find my little notes here. So as you're heading down in this particular direction, you're starting to sense a lot of dust. It's getting a little like it feels like this particular area, there hasn't been, like the dust is just hanging in the air. It feels like there hasn't been any movement in here in a long time. And from where you're standing, the folks in the front of the party, Karluk, Shadeen, you can see ahead of you, there's a pair of double doors, massive double doors here and here.
I wonder if they both go to the same place.
Yes. And there's also I think Shadeen, yes, you can see a stairway down up to I'm pinging in that direction as well.
I can indeed.
Indeed. So that's what you're seeing at the moment.
And just so we're clear, I'm singing a song to my horse that sounds an awful lot like Robin Hood anime series in my mind. Do 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 do. Casey gets killed.
Okay.
Every town has its ups and downs.
All right, Shadeen, it looks like you're leading this party.
But I think I want to see if both of these two doors go to the same place.
Can we take another move, Russ?
Oh, Russ, when I move up here, which way does the my locator ping?
Where are you now? Right here? Okay, the locator is now pinging this direction, right towards the double doors.
All right, Shadeen, it looks like the universe is with you.
You think they're going to be going to the same place, though?
Well, I don't know
the
that.
left door will be going to someplace and the right door will be going to someplace else. There's two doors here. They don't necessarily have to be going to the same place.
Icewind Dale and Phandalin, 50-50 chance.
I'm telling you, the universe is a more complex place than you're giving it.
All right.
What if I try to open it?
Hang on. I just got to make a quick thing here. So
by the way, I do have a big giant shadow axe, and it's not flashing and flickering. And I'm going every few minutes.
Okay. So
that is in no way unhinged.
Not at all.
All right. Okay, so basically,
I'm something about payback, but I don't know.
So there's these two double doors, and they look badly damaged, but they look like they could be pulled open with enough gumption or some other means. But they look like they're damaged to the point where they're not going to open easily.
Well, I've got plenty of gumption.
Yeah. What kind of methodology are you going to use to open these doors?
I'm going to grab them and I'm going to pull them towards me with as much force as I can muster.
All right, make a strength check.
I am going to use my inspiration.
Oh, excellent.
I am going to open these doors if it's the last thing
There's two doors. Help us.
Open your door to Shadeen.
Open the doors.
Loosen your hinges. Oil your keyhole.
All right. Well, with your inspiration, it's definitely fighting you, but thanks to the extra little chutzpah you put in there, the doors pull open and break out of their frames because they're built, and they pop open. And inside, you see a large workshop that is badly damaged by an ancient spell battle that has laid this whole place to waste and probably most of the mine. There's work tables taking up 2 corners of the scorched room that are completely blackened. There's plaster that's burned off the masonry of the walls. In the middle of the room, there's a stone pedestal holding a small brazier in which is an eerie green flame crackling and dancing. The brazier and its pedestal appear to have been untouched by the forces that have devastated this area. Behind the brazier of green flame floats a spherical creature measuring roughly 4 feet in diameter. 4 eye stalks protrude from its central mass, 2 on each side, and in the center of the body, a large eye stares at you. Hello, says a thick, burbling voice inside.
Let's go back to the horses.
And it looks like this. All right. So, let's I don't know. Let's roll for initiative.
I have a quick question.
Sure.
I must have put my armor in incorrectly the last time because when I just did the new character, it defaulted to leather, and I know I got the same kind of armor as Karlik,
which is half plate.
Is it half plate?
That's what Karlik has.
Yeah, then from the hobgoblins, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So at some point, somebody's going to help me and need to help me figure out what to do with that.
Question: did we get all our hit points back?
Yeah, long rest. All your hit points, all your spell slots.
Yep.
Greg,
you only get half your hit dice back. I don't know if anybody had used more than that.
You're going to have a 17 armor class right now.
Yeah, that's what I have. But where do I put it so it doesn't keep going away?
Just put it in your armor class, type in 17.
Right now, but yeah, okay. No, right.
And
I know when you level, you got to put the armor in your inventory, Craig. That's
right. That's what I'm.
And then you got to click it as equipped.
Yeah. Once at the end of the game, we'll go over it when we're done with the campaign or this game today.
All right. So, this thing just hovering there. You can see him right here. I'm pinging him on the map, and we're rolling for initiatives. Everybody rolled for initiative. I feel like I'm missing something.
I don't think I did yet.
I've got Ulrich, I've got Balric, I've got Euphemia, I've got Karlik, I've got Shadeen. I think I'm just missing Pyric. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pyric, can you roll for initiative for me?
I absolutely. If it's not in the window that we're playing in, then it doesn't add on your tracker. And so
I will add. Where's your character sheet? Where's your guy?
You just need to click on your token, maybe.
Yeah, you got to have your token click.
No, it won't bring my character sheet back up in this window. That's the problem.
Oh.
I got it. I'll bring you up. Here we go. I'll roll for initiative for you.
Please.
All right. So what did you roll? Do you remember?
I have not rolled yet.
Oh, there you go. I will roll for you. Do you know what your initiative bonus is?
2. I got an 11.
Okay, there you go. So we'll put you in as an 11. All right. Let me sort.
Don't forget, you all have 8 temporary hit points from Karlik.
Okay. So this thing's looking. Karlik, you're where you are. You're where you stood your guy. The horse, by the way, you can't stand on top of each other. So, Pyric, why don't you find a spot for your horse? Where do you want your horse to be?
I want it to be slightly in front of me.
Okay. Well, he's big.
I'll be
so
back here.
He can't be standing on, unless you're riding and he can't be on top of somebody.
Right. Yeah, I'll be like that. How about that?
Okay. So, now it is Karlik's turn. Karlik, the doors. Shadeen, I assume you pulled both doors open with great gusto.
Oh, with both of them, with a massive bulging of biceps.
So in your head, Karlik, now when this hello comes into your head, it's in your head. Like it was weird. You didn't hear the word hello, but you imagined it in your head, and it definitely wasn't your own voice in your head talking to you. Pyric might be a little more confused by this. Like Pyric, it could be Pyric 5, you don't know. But everybody else, it's definitely a voice in your head that's not your own thoughts.
It spoke with a Swedish accent.
Hello.
It's a Swedish chef.
You only got one word, so it's a little hard to get the accent at this point.
Or your port. That's what 5 sounds like. Just so you know.
Oh, 5, yeah. Right. It could have been 6. I don't know. That's what 5
sounds. Karlik was not ready for combat, and so he goes to draw his sword, but accidentally instead draws his leer and just decides to go with it. He's going to step forward 2 squares so I can see into the room. Oh, there he is. All right, so I see the floating eyeball guy there. I'm going to prance forward here. 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to acrobats. I'm going to have to double move. I'm going to move to this side of the spectator. And with my leer, well, let me roll acrobatics check to see how skillfully I move.
Yeah, this sounds like a very skillful move.
Yeah, the spectator here. Acrobatics. I'm trying to make this look good, showy. 16.
That's pretty showy. You make it look good. You make that look good.
Nice.
Hey, you bring it.
And then Calic's gonna play on the lyre and say, "Keep all your eyes on me. My head was hit by a tree. Let me introduce Euphemia's gang. We just want to forge and hang." And with that, I'm gonna, strum on my lyre and be on the other side of the spectator here in case we have to fight him. I'm in a good position to either get zapped or set up advantage.
All right. Okay. Okay. So you do that. Nice. It is Thalric's turn. Thalric, you just heard in your head, hello, but you're also in a position where from your spot, you saw the doors fling open, you see the brazier, and with your locate object still going on, you're like, aha! And then also behind it, you see this thing floating.
I see the floaty eye thing. All right.
You see the floaty eye thing.
I'm gonna I drop locate object, and with Thistleback the staff, I enhance my skin to bark skin, so I cast bark skin, and then I will approach 5.
Remove
slide
the
over
doors so you guys can see the doors now.
Can I slide over here? I'm gonna slide. Actually, yeah, I guess that's as far as I can get. I don't want to block the door. I slide over here, and I say, "Greetings. What claim do you have to the Frostbeard's hold?"
It responds in your head. Well, I was placed here to protect the Forge of Spells.
Protected from whom?
Whomever would try to take it without the blessings of the clan.
Ulrich, they're looking for you. Try to not say something dumb.
All right. Thalric, anything
That's my
else?
turn. I'm done.
Nice. Shadeen. By the way, his speech was all in your head again. And it was in all of your heads.
So I don't know if everybody heard that, right?
You don't know.
Okay.
Everybody did hear it. Which is interesting.
Okay, fine.
Yep.
I'm going to walk over here and I'm going to say top of the morning to you, you lovely creature. And I'm going to be prepared to attack him if he attacks me or any of my friends.
All right.
With my big giant shadow axe that is not flickering.
All right. So you're like, are you trying to intimidate him or just like showing up?
No, I'm just kind of like top of the morning to you,
With a big giant axe. Okay.
With a big giant axe. Hey, it's not like I conjured the axe in front of him. I had it the whole time. Maybe I just always hold the big giant axe. He doesn't know. He doesn't know me.
That's true.
I am grinning in a way that I think is very reassuring.
He says, Did Mormisk send you?
Who?
Mormisk. He's been trying to get in here now for decades.
Mormisk. I don't know any Mormisk.
All right.
Come on behalf of the Frostbeards. All right.
He says, I'll need to see. It's his activation now. So he says, in all of your brains, I'm sorry, but I will need to see proof that you belong here, or I'll be forced to take dramatic action. Please present some evidence that you were sent here on official business from the clan, or I'll be forced to, well, it won't be pleasant.
This is my chance to shine. If
Pyric, it's your turn.
If anybody is ready to handle one-eyed monsters, it's me. And so
with paperwork,
yes, with paperwork. This is the litigious dream job that I have been waiting for. So I take the Rockseeker Bloodstone that I've been using on the Sturges, and I bring it forward, waiting for Ulrich to join me in side-by-side steps. What was the name he said again, Russ?
He just said Mormisk.
Do I know? Does that ring any bells? Mormisk, does that ring any bells?
No. Well, make an Arcana check.
Mormisk. Okay, Arcana check. I am good at this. In theory.
How do you find yourself predisposed to shellfish?
All right, I kind of check. That would be a 29.
Ooh, you know what? You remember now, reading one of the books, Mormisk was at one point, you remember reading, I mean, it can't be the same guy because this was a long time ago. I mean, he was a human and it was like at least, was it 100 years ago? Maybe 89 years. But there was this really powerful wizard named Mormisk once. But that, I mean, it can't be the same guy. But there was a powerful wizard once named Mormisk.
Yeah, that's a long time ago for humans.
Yeah.
For elves.
For elves it was like last month. But yeah.
All right. So with when Ulrich comes around the corner, I will be presenting the stone over his head.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Encouraging. Can we have your name? Fine, creature of guardian and protection.
Yes. So he
Stanley. His name is Stanley.
Stanley would be great.
Whether you want it to be or not.
Yes. He says, I'm sadly I cannot exchange pleasantries with you until you prove the nature of your visit. It's
Joe,
best
can you move your character up?
If I have to dispel all of you, it'd be best if I don't have any bad feelings about it, quite frankly.
Joe cannot. He is broken.
Is my turn?
No,
yes.
I'm waiting to do the combined turn because with the stone, I need you to move up, Joe.
Well, he can't move up till it's his turn.
My turn, yeah.
You're next in order.
I'm waiting for.
So it is his turn.
We're doing it together.
Yes.
So 1, 2, do. Oh, I come up and I look him straight in the eye and say, "Forgetting an ancestor is like being a stream without an origin or a tree without its roots. My name is Ulrich Frostbeard of the Frostbeard clan, son of Ludric, and Nostrana Frostbeard, and I've come here to reclaim this forge in the name of my clan and all the rock seekers and Frostbeards out there. Now, understand who I am." And I point to Pyrrhic, who's I assume holding the stone.
Yep.
Is he get glow?
Are you using persuasion?
I am like Mr. Persuasion.
You got persuasion with advantage because of the stone assistance from.
Okay. So I will use persuasion to go, understand you are either with me or against me. And because you've been here guarding, I assume you are with me. We are brethren.
Well, that's not your best roll, but
13.
A bardic inspiration. How does that help?
Oh, do you have bardic inspiration?
He didn't give it to me. So
No, he didn't give it to you.
No. So, but a 13 is not great, but not bad. And he says, a Frostbeard and a Rockseeker clans. What is your business here? Where have you been all this time?
this was lost to us in the great wars between the goblins and the orcs when they invaded. And we have come to take it
so
back.
many of your kin were slaughtered. Where were you, Ulrich?
I wasn't born yet. It has been many, many years since we have lost this forge, and now we have come back to reclaim it. Generations of dwarves have come and gone at this point in time.
He seems to be considering this. It looks like he's not completely convinced, but he's on the edge. He's on the bubble.
I am so bright. I understand that I should not open my mouth because I am irritating.
Ulrich, anything else you want to do? We're going to move on.
I'm going to use just take an insight and see if he's going to attack.
Insight.
Russ,
Make an insight check. Yes.
When we were sent by the Frostbeard clan to investigate this, were we given anything in writing?
The map.
Just the map and then the.
Well, we weren't given the map.
You weren't given anything in writing. And so what'd you get? An 18.
Eirik.
Yes, that's good. So you feel like he actually is standing down a little bit. You feel like his tentacles were kind of like his little eye stalks were looking right at all of you, and now they're kind of a little. I mean, it's hard to tell with a creature like this, but it looks like he's a little more relaxed.
I holster my axe. I have my shield. I holster my axe and go, friend. We are here for any counsel you may give us, for apparently you have been here longer than us, and we would appreciate any help in recovering this back to my clan. It is my duty to do such.
he says, and we're going to go on to Euphemia after this. He says, it's really down to the wording of how I was summoned to protect the brazier. So it's not really something I can choose to not do. It's more I have to be convinced that you match the rules of me allowing you to be in here. And so you seem to be of the clan, but you need to be on official clan business. And so I just need a little more insight into why you're here. And it is now Euphemia's turn.
Russ, is that green glowy thing the brazier or the spectator?
Yes, the green glowy thing. The spectator's behind it up to the left. He's surrounded by Shadeen and Karlik.
Okay.
The green glowy thing is the brazier, and it's in the middle of the room, and it is indeed glowing green flame. As you look at it, Euphemia, it looks like the flame could be brighter, and it's just not. It's like it's almost like, you know, if it were, it seems like you just expect a little more out of it. You know, I mean, this thing's a big deal apparently, and it's just not quite as vibrant as you might expect. You know.
Okay. All right. Euphemia looks over her shoulder into the complete darkness because she does not have night vision, so it's completely dark where she is.
Yeah.
And she will do a bonus move next to Pyric here, or behind Pyric, and up behind him and whisper, Pyric, I'm going to try something here. I remember this tale that Auntie used to tell me. It was about this great wizard. And I remember that the wizard was able to impress his crowds by letting the flames jump higher from the braziers that were behind him. That's how she says it too.
Yeah, sure.
And I will talk to the spectator, and of course this will have to happen on Pyric's turn, I guess, if we get that far. But I want Pyric to like make the brazier flames flame up even higher. So then that was her bonus move. She'll then step around in front of Ulrich and kneel down and kneel her head down. And she's holding on to the orc death bow, and it's on the ground and it's like vibrating. And she's like, stop it. And it's like moving because she got attuned to it, but she has no idea what it's saying. So she's trying to quell that. And she says, oh, great being, you are before the greatest of Frostbeards. We have been sent here in order to protect this for which you have been protecting all this time. How long have you been here, oh great eye stalk?
He says, it has been long, little one. And if you are really a Frostbeard and you are here to return this place to its former glory, I tell you what, this Mormisk has been he's been causing all kinds of trouble. He literally runs all the undead that have been infesting this place, and he's been trying to get in here to get access to the brazier. I have one job: prevent unauthorized access to the brazier. If you will go take care of Mormusk, bring his head to me, that will prove you are indeed, because it looks like you are a Frostbeard. I mean, I believe you're a Frostbeard. I'm not sure you hear on official business. Sometimes there's inter-clan rivalries, and I got to be careful here. But if you go take care of this wrath, you prove to me you're here to restore the forge and the dungeon back to the mines here back to their former glory. That would be sufficient to prove to me you're here officially to do what's right by the clan.
Hi, Great Eyestalk. I am not a Frostbeard. I must be honest with you. Who stands next to me is the Great Frostbeard. But I have, in my clan here, can take care of this Mormisk for you. We do not know of this Mormisk, but if you give us the directions and point us in the right direction, we will cleanse this cave. And I can assure you that we will do that, oh great Eyestalk, because that is what a Frostbeard would want. I have traveled with the Frostbeards, and I know that is what is in their heart. And if Pyra can at any prestidigitation time, if it's out of turn or whatever, I want him to make the brazier go like, oh.
I know Euphemia wants me to do this, but he is like explicitly say, do not fuck with this thing until you have permission. So I am going to.
That's fine. Yeah,
I'm going to instead make little sparkles shoot out all around Euphemia so she feels loved?
Euphemia does glow with sparkles. The creature, the spherical creature, seems mildly impressed, but it seems to be mostly focused. 3 out of its 5 eyes are mostly focused on Ulrich, honestly. And it is Karlik's turn. You guys are doing a pretty good job here of keeping this thing under control. Karlik, what are you going to do?
Likes my boots.
Kalik is just going to do a nice sort of suspenseful yet determined tone on his lyre, and just inspire Ulrich, so that Ulrich has inspiration for whatever Ulrich might need to do.
Nice.
Kalik waits.
Okay, so you're waiting. The creature's waiting for a reply here, and it's Ulrich's turn.
Step up across from the spell forge, and I sling my staff on my back, relaxing, and I say, "Guardian, through me flows the blood of the Frostbeards, but I was born again from the earth." And I point to Ulrich, and I say, "That one over there still holds a claim to the clan, and he holds a claim to this forge based on the Fellendever Pact that was forged over 500 years ago. I believe this pact is something you should not go against."
He seems impressed. Make a persuasion check.
I'm using my round to assist Ulrich.
Okay, good. All right, sweet. So you're setting it up. He seems impressed by that commentary. Shadeen, what are you going to do? You got this giant shadowy axe near this thing.
I do. I'm holding the axe in such a way as to minimize its threatening nature. I want to help
do that,
Euphemia, because with my extensive performative experience, I'm trying to show her that with all of the little fizzing sparkles and whatnot, jazz hands.
All right.
So I'm trying to give her some advice, like subtly with the axe and jazz hands. Next time you talk, jazz hands.
All right.
And I'm ready to hit. And I'm ready to hit the one with all the eye stalks if he does anything suspicious.
All right. So he seems like it's his turn again, and he is definitely very focused on Ulrich. And he looks to you and says, "What say you, Frostbeard? Will you deal with Mormisk and purge the mind and restore the pact?"
The pact was between the gnomes and the dwarves, and you as a guardian, as an extension. I will honor this pact. If this Mormisk still is alive, we will bring his head to you. If he is dead, what proof would you like to prove that he is gone?
His head, of course.
I will bring you a skull. Describe to me what he looks like so I know I'm killing the right person for you.
Well,
just a vague description will do.
He's got robes and he casts spells. On it.
He's got 2 arms and he's got 2 legs.
Watch out, Pyric.
One hand.
I kill Pyric. Here you go.
What will this head do?
Well, I'm sure you've seen, if you've made it this far, you could not have missed all the undead. Have you seen a wraith yet?
Only on that Vox Mechanica. No, I have not.
He's a wraith. So when you've counted a wraith, you know what you're up against. Kill the wraith. He should become corporeal. You should be able to get his head and bring it back to you.
Why did this become so personal against me?
Do you have any idea where? Do you have any idea? I know you have not been inside this room. Any idea where he might be staying inside these mines? We've covered part of it, but we've not found him yet.
He does stick his head in from time to time. See what I did there? Sticks his head in through the wall. I repelled him so far, but he seems to always come from the south. So my guess is he lives somewhere or is taking up residence somewhere to the south of this location.
Guardian? I have one question, if you don't mind. Does he have a signature item that we are sure that it is particularly him? Like a necklace, a crown, a
We don't
scepter?
want to be killing the wrong wraith.
Yeah, we don't. I mean, I want to make sure we don't come back prematurely. Does he have an item of particular, like, signature quality that is unique to him amongst his creatures?
He does every once in a while he taunts me. And he does possess a wooden pipe adorned with platinum that sometimes he comes by and just tries to taunt me with and enjoys a puff of smoke, which is very strange for a wraith to be doing these sorts of things, but there you have it.
Is that different than Rafe's pipe?
Well, I don't think his pipe looks like it doesn't have platinum on it.
Okay.
This looks like a dragon or something from the picture.
I ask for permission because I didn't get a turn. If I might cast the great defining wind of the north that will allow me to seek out this pipe.
You're casting locate object?
Yeah, the divining wind of the north. I'm casting the divining wind of the north.
Like on a pipe.
Platinum laden pipe.
Yeah, there you go. You're getting a ping. Locate object work twice in one day, John. Just throwing it out there. Where are you, Seppi? Here you are.
Any good idea is good to be able to use multiple times.
It's apparent to me that Pyric is better at using locate object.
Okay. I like the concentration.
John, if you said green flame brazier earlier, you'd have really nailed it in one.
Yeah, that was right on the tip of my tongue.
It was, yeah. All right, so your Pyric, you're getting a good reading.
Can you give me? I'm gonna keep this a mage armor. I'll just cast it now for my staff to use one charge, and then can you give me an icon that says we have locate object? Because are we running out of time? How are we?
We are getting near the end, so we'll give you a little icon. I'll make a note here.
Spectator, do you have? I'm going to use persuasion. Spectator, do you have any items that you're aware of in this room that may help us kill this Mormusk wraith? That would be helpful to us.
Let's see. Hang on a second. Make a note here.
I will use persuasion on that.
Hey, go for it. Make a roll.
You have advantage because I threw out Fandelver pack.
All right.
Fandelver.
Use jazz hands. Use jazz hands.
17.
You're so close. Oh, 17's good.
17's pretty good.
If the spectator needs inspiration of what would be effective.
Oh, I'll use the bardic inspiration too. What the heck?
There you go.
D8.
That's a D8?
Yep.
All right, let's throw that.
Somebody's gotten better.
So that's going to be 24.
Good. Okay, yes. He says, tell you what, dwarf of Clan Frostbeard, you may call me Globulugo.
Can you spell that?
I just call you.
It's hard to pronounce, which is why I prefer, people don't generally call me
Blogo. His name is Blogo.
but the brazier can be helpful even for short bursts. If you were to plunge your weapons, metal weapons into the brazier, they will be enchanted magically for a time, not permanently, not forever, but for a time, which should be long enough to give you an edge against a creature such as Mormusk.
Euphemia, you should plunge a dozen arrowheads in there.
May I call you Glob then?
Glorm. I prefer Glorm for short.
Glorm.
His full name is spelled GLORMORGLULLA, but you can call him Glorm for short.
Glorm. We'll return with the head of this specter upon does he have a head? That's a good question.
Yes,
he said he would turn corporeal when we killed it and we could cut his head off.
Yeah, we will return with what we can from the specter. And you will be free from your duty, and we will have accomplished what we needed here too. By the way, do you have any way of contacting other dwarves? Why have you not contacted the other Frostbeards and the other Rock Seekers? Tell them you are here.
Unfortunately, my orders are very clear. I must stay in this room and guard the brazier.
Very well.
So that's what I've been doing.
That's it. All right. I'm going to dip my axe in it for what it's worth.
Fortunately, it's not too hard. And he one of his eyes wiggle, and a beautiful tapestry of sort of different kinds of foods appear right in front of him. sausages, breads, and he's like, I just make some food for myself from time to time and enjoy a light meal between the centuries, But if you would care to join me in some meal, bring me back the pipe, and the head of Mormus is going to be happy to make you a lovely food as well. Maybe even some lovely herbs and spices. I see the halfling here with you. I know they have a tendency to enjoy the finer things.
I will partake of the food. I start. Raw meat. Some of it even cooked. Delicious.
Excellent. Make a Constitution saving throw.
I will.
Just kidding. It's fine. You're fine. It's okay. little DM humor there. All right. All right.
Your belly rumbles.
Yes, you're fine. You enjoy some food. It's actually quite good. It's
Euphemia, did you put any of your arrows in there?
I'm going to. Yep.
You might not be able to hurt it unless you do. Karluk, you already have a magic sword. You have is your axe considered magic?
I hold it up to him so that he's got a good view, and I say, "What do you think? It's made out of shadow."
Mine's only
How many normal
my
shadow axes have you seen?
I've never seen a shadow axe before.
Well, then I rest my case.
But I've also never seen a shadow hurt somebody. So
yes, you have. Every time I whack them with me axe.
Right before you showed up.
Right, I'm just saying. Now you've seen a shadow hurt someone.
What are we putting in the brazier before we end for the night? What's being put in the brazier?
My axe.
Okay, so your axe.
My bow.
Owlet, sword up.
Karluk, you're gonna put
Plunk.
What'd you put in there, Karluk?
Talon. He put Talon in there.
Right.
No, he didn't.
My guitar.
Oh, you put your guitar in there?
Yeah.
Oh, did you? He did mention it should be metal. Are you sure you want to do that?
Oh no! Okay, I stopped.
Just throwing it out there.
No, never mind. My flute.
It is a brazier of fire. I mean, screen fire, but still.
That's a rock god, all right.
All right. Did you put anything in there, Karluk, or no?
No.
Okay.
But the sword, you need to put your sword in there.
It's already magic. It glows.
Yeah, but it
does glow.
Okay, sure.
Euphemia, are you putting arrows in there?
I'm going to ask the DM. I'm going to put my arrow tips in there.
How many?
But the way I read the weapon is it creates my attacks as magical. So
the bow would make your arrows magical. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So for role-playing purposes, Russ, I'll go do that unless the bow seems to indicate to me not to do that, like just for RP purposes.
Yeah, the bow actually says the bow does say do something in Goblin. Do you understand Goblin?
I do not.
Okay. So the bow does say something in your mind. In a very sort of silky smooth, pretty persuasive. Like you really wish you understood it because you feel like it'd be hard to deny this bow. I mean, you definitely, it's just such a polite and really,
if you only knew what it was saying,
but you don't know what it says.
I'm pretty sure it's telling you to shoot the floating eye, so you're probably better.
But yeah, so it says something in Goblin while you pull your arrows out, but it doesn't seem upset or concerned or in any way alarmed. So how many arrows are you sticking in there?
12. Just the tip.
All right. So 12 arrowheads. So we got the dwarven axe from Ulrich, the 12 arrows. All right. Anybody else sticking anything in the fire?
I'll plunge my axe in there just in case.
Your shadowy axe?
Right. Yes, it's shadowy.
All right.
Does it turn to green shadow?
Oh, it's the green glowy shadow.
That'd be awesome.
We'll see what happens with that. I'll have to make some rolls on that one. All right. Excellent. All right, gentlemen. Anything else going in the fire before we call it an evening here?
I ask Moody if it looks tasty to him.
Oh, the food or the fire?
The fire.
Oh, the fire looks green, but Moody doesn't really have any thoughts on the fire. He's just kind of milling about.
Okay.
All right. Excellent session, everyone. We'll call it a pause here. And thank you again for another great evening. And I'm excited you all are level 6. This is very good stuff. And next time,
level 6. We hit 6.
Five.
Mark the tape.
Damn it.
Mark the tape.
Level 5. All right. On that note, we're going to end this thing. Have a good night, gentlemen.
Achievement unlocked! You've made it to the end of another D6 Generation episode, the podcast whose humor has universally been acclaimed as not too horrible. Please let us know what you thought of the show by emailing us at info@thed6generation.com. If for some inexplicable reason you actually enjoyed this show, you can help others find out about it by leaving positive reviews on iTunes. Thanks for listening and happy gaming.